Okay, so everybody should have in their M Drive, their folder with their name on it. So Stacy's website is mine. Inside the folder, you should have two folders called CSS and IMG. Does everybody have that? Okay. So now what you're gonna do is you're going to open up one second. You're gonna open up Notepad++. No, don't update it. Sorry. And it should look something like this, correct? Okay. So the first thing I'm gonna have you do is in the end, it's gonna look like this. So the first thing I'm gonna have you do is I'm gonna get you to go to File, Save As. And inside of your website folder, you're going to put in your name and then web example. And then where it says save as type, you're gonna save it as hypertext markup language file. Hyper markup, hypertext. And then once you have that, you're gonna hit save. All right. Everybody there? What do you mean? Oh, resave it's fine. Okay. So first thing you're gonna do, pay attention. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna create the doc type. We need the computer to be able to read what kind of document it is. We're also gonna need the website to be able to read, or the web world to be able to read what kind of document it is, right? So we're gonna go in here, we're gonna type in, we're gonna do a little alligator mouth, exclamation point, doc type, which is gonna tell this to read it as an HTML. The next thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna tab over, and I'm gonna tell it what language I need it to read it in. So we're gonna put this as HTML. You're gonna close the alligator. Hit enter. And then tab. There you go. We're gonna do our alligator mouth again, HTML, and then we're gonna put lang. So basically saying our language equals, and then in parentheses, I'm gonna say, or in quotations, not parentheses, EN-US, basically English and not any other English but the US version of English. And then I'm going to close that. Is everybody with me so far? Okay. So now the document knows that we're going to be typing everything in English. It's going to be reading it in the US English, and then also that it's going to be in HTML. So now I'm going to start putting in my head information. What does the head information read? Does anybody remember? We've talked about this before. What is the header? No. You would think that. Yeah, but that's not asked because automatically you would think that would be like the head. So no. Does anybody else remember? Maybe this will help remind you guys. The title. Anybody remember where the title is? No? Nobody? Oh, I failed. All right. Where's my little clicker? Okay, so on your website, your head is going to be, the title is anything that's up here. And your head information is anything that might be up in here or anything that's going to be reading outside of the page. So like your style sheets, anything that is going to be in your page or being pulled into your page, but might not be like visible on your page, like in words. Does that make sense? So all that stuff is going to be under the head. So our title is going to be what we see in the title bar at the top of the page. All right. So we're going to put home and then your name, website. And then we've got to close that. Why do we have to close it? It's telling us that we're done with that piece. So it's not going to keep going. We're not going to keep adding to that. It's telling it that we're ready to start something new. Because if we don't, it's going to keep trying to fill in information under that tagline, under that piece. You don't want it to always do that. So for now, later on, we're going to fill it in a little bit more, but for now, we're done with our head. So we're going to go ahead and close out the head piece. And I'm going to hit enter. Now, if you don't want to see it, because especially when you have a lot of coding, these little plus and minus symbols over here basically allows me to close it. So I don't have to look at that coding piece. Did everybody see that? I don't have my list. I don't know. All right, so now we're going to start the body part. Now, what is the body? Everything that you see on the page itself. Yes. Okay, so this part, we're going to start putting in some headers. So our first header is going to be H1. You're going to type in my name is, and then your name. And we're going to close out that H1. And then now we're going to go ahead, we're going to put in H2 because we want to do a smaller header. And we're going to type in, I am a, you're going to put in a girl, a boy, a dinosaur, a non-binary, a flower. I don't care what you put, just put in something. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna save that page. We're gonna go to our files. And here where we saved it, you're gonna double click on it and it's gonna open up and you should see this on the web browser. Does everybody see that on their web browser? Does anybody not see that on their web browser? Go back to your thing. Oh, save it. You gotta save it. That's one. And then open it up. You'll have to read it over again. Okay, so here's the deal. Every time you put in a new tagline, you need to check it every single time. You're gonna save it. You're gonna refresh it on your page. Because every time you do a new tag, you wanna make sure it's working. You don't wanna get through the whole site and realize that the whole page is not working and now you don't know why or where it was that you might have messed up. Okay, so we already put two tags in, and we already see that we have our name and we have whatever we identify as. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put in another one. Huh? I didn't mean to. Notice how I have I have tabs in there to give it spacing. That lets me read it a little bit easier. You notice how I have all these like, it's not all bunched up against the edge. That allows me to read it. Kind of like you would read a paper where it has indentions for each paragraph. It's kind of the same thing with coding. I have indentions to make sure that I can see the start of each section. Okay. All right. So H3 we're going to put in there. If I remember to do my coding correctly. And this time I'm going to put what I like to eat. So I personally, I like to eat pasta. Huh? All. I'm a fatty. I like it all. Probably chicken Alfredo with chicken frittata. Not gonna lie. I like loco loco. A loco loco. It's corn with mayonnaise, cheese, and chili Valentina. It's really good. Or you can put anything. Okay. And then as a paragraph, I'm gonna put in here that I like to watch, and then just put YouTube. Everybody just put on here, I like to watch YouTube. And we're gonna close the body part because we're done with the body at the moment. And then we're gonna go and we're gonna close our HTML. Oops, if I can do it correctly. And notice how every time I'm working in something, it highlights. Woo, I got through a mouse. It closes them. It's showing me what section I am working on. Does everybody see that? Uh-oh, I broke the mouse. No, it's not broken. It's me. I'm the problem. Nope, I fixed it. Okay. So we're gonna save it. We're gonna refresh it. It should look something like this. I volunteers tribute. That class is really bad with blood pressure. All right. So everybody, you just built a really very basic page. Congratulations. No, nobody? That's awesome. All right. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Did you save it as a HTML this time? Or do you leave it as a text file? Sometimes. Almost. Just maybe. You know, look at it. Yeah. Who would have thought it, right? I'm telling you. No, no worries. That's why they pay me the small bucks. All right. All right, so we're gonna go in here and now we're gonna say this is a little too boring because nobody's gonna want to read my website because it's a little boring. So we're gonna go in here and we're gonna split up the we're gonna put a line under my name, and that's what we call a horizontal rule. So we're gonna put in a line. So we're gonna go under my name and we're gonna put in alligator mouth HR close alligator mouth. So now when you do that and you save it, or you can either hit the save button or Control S, and then you can go over here and refresh your page, and what happens? You have a line, okay? Oh my gosh, look at y'all making all these changes. I'm so proud of you. I mean, for real, like, y'all fantastic. Now up here with my name, I want to emphasize my name. So I'm gonna put an EM in front of my first name, and then behind it, because, well, I'm not gonna do anything behind it. I'm gonna save it, and I'm gonna go over here, and I'm gonna save it, I'm gonna refresh it. What happens? It does everything. Even though I only wanted to do my first name, what did it do? It changed everything. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go behind my name, but before the period, and I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna say, you're done. After the Y in my name. And Control save and refresh the page, and now what happens? It fixes everything but my name. Now the cool thing is, if you wanted to do that with anything, so let's say that I'm going to bold the name, I could go in there and I could put a B in front of the name. I could stop it after name. And let's say that I wanted to underline is, because, I mean, why not? Let's go crazy, guys. And we did it as a U. And we saved it, and we go over here and we refresh it. Oh, stop, get out of the way. Oh, wait. Uh-oh, but what happened? Why did my name bold? Anybody know? No. What? Mm-mm. Because H1 is already a bolded. It's already a bolded, letter typeface. But if I was to go down here and say that I wanted to bold, let's say I wanted to bold watch. Open elevator slash, what? You know how next to your name, the open elevator, the slash, on mine? Yeah. Oh, because I'm playing with alligators at the moment. See? Like when I click on it, it's just gonna go there. Don't worry about that. Don't stress about that. Okay, so now when I save it and I go over here and I refresh it, because the typeface was not already previously bold, it's not a bold font. When I bold the watch, now it is. Y'all see what I'm doing here? So if it's a font that is not already italicized or not already bolded or not already underlined, when you put that coding in, it will do it. Because that code is considered a. Paragraph. Yeah. So H1 through 6 and then P are standard HTML. There's already a standard font for that. It'll always be the same. Now, I'm going to teach you, not next week, but the week after, how to do a CSS style sheet. And you can go in there and say what you want H1 to be. And you can change up the whole typeface, the whole size, everything yourself. And I'll show you how to do all that. All right, so we did the fun things. We had some fun with it. Okay. Now I want to go here and I'm going to change the color of what I am. Now colors can be a little tricky. So if I go in here and I say, because I am a girl, I want to change the font color to, let's see, equals quotation pink. I don't like this pink color, but I'm going to show you what it does. And I'm going to close it here. Now, what I do need to do, and you're going to see, let me just show you. When I save it and then I refresh it over here, it changes everything past that. So you always have to go into the end of the word that you want to change and close out whatever it is you're wanting to change. So I'm going to have to shut down that font and say, you're done changing colors. Y'all see what I'm saying? Right here. Did you save it? And then refresh it? Did you save your file? Yeah. I'm gonna show you. I can tell you how to. Oh, because front color is not a thing. That'll do it. Want it? After the girl, did you use the period slash H2 or did you just add it? I put the font thing in front of that. Okay. But before the period. Okay. So I don't particularly like this pink color myself. So I want it to be more of like a hotter pink color. So what I'm going to do instead is, if I want it to be a specific color, you go to Google, you go wherever your Adobe color choices are, and you get the hex number. So if you want that, or whatever color you just said, search that word, I can't say it. And you go in there and you say, I need the hex color for this, and then you type it in, the hex you say, and then you say the 69B4, it's going to change it from that really light pink to the actual pink I want it to be.
And the beauty of that is, if you're slightly colorblind, you can pick it a color better.
And you know it's the actual color that you want it to be.
Did you change it on both of them? Or
What do you mean?
can you spell that with that?
What do you mean?
Like
babe?
when you go to close it out?
Oh, you don't put the color on the other side of it. Yeah, look.
Okay,
Yeah, see? Cause you just do font, you do the alligator font color equals blah, 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 blah. And then on the other side of it, you just do alligator / font. Alligator. Sorry. Yeah, I could go in here and I could say text color of royal purple. Cause I don't like this color of purple. It's not my favorite, but that one's pretty bad. Nope, I'm gonna go here. I need one of those colors. 9000D4. So I'm gonna put in here 9000D4. Okay, so when I do that and I save it, and I go over here and I refresh it, it changes it to the color I want it to be exactly. How cool is that? But if I just went in here and I put in purple, it'll be whatever it deems purple to be. And it's like a plum. So I'm gonna say, go back. We're gonna stay with that one. Okay. Now, another way you can emphasize, you don't always have to do the E, you can always do I. So we're going to emphasize the pasta. I need to stop it, so we're going to do the little / thing. We're going to check it, make sure it only emphasize the word pasta. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say, you know what? We need to add an image. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to find a picture. You need to go to like free image search or whatever. Find you an image. I don't care where you pull it from today. And you're going to find you a picture. You're going to download it and you're going to put that image in your image folder. And you're going to save it in here. So I'm gonna give you like 2 minutes to find your favorite thing you like to eat and save it as an image. It either needs to be a JPEG or a PNG. Don't save a web file. It will not do well. Yeah. Do what? Oh, I know, right? That's why I always have to shut the door, because I get so distracted by them.
It's just the second class.
Yeah. All right, did everybody find an image? Okay, so what you're gonna do now is you're gonna go in here. And we're gonna type in your Open Alligator IMG SRC, which is basically saying that we're doing an image search somewhere in our files that are within the folder of our website. So does that make sense? Okay, so we're gonna tell this to look for. So we're gonna go equals, and then in quotation, you're gonna say image, which is saying that this is gonna look for our image folder. And then you're gonna go and see what your image is labeled as. Now, I went and relabeled my images because they had these god awful names like 7897247677172H dash, 5,000 other numbers. And I wasn't about that life. So I went in here and I just said H pasta for homemade pasta dot JPEG. You in the quotation mark. And we're gonna close it for now. So we're gonna refresh it. This is a really tricky part because sometimes it will not work. So we're gonna make sure they work. You should refresh your page once you save it and see if it pops up on your page. Here's the one. Mine's a little bit. Okay, so yours is showing up. What kind of image was it? Was it a JPEG or was it a PNG? Okay, so on your coding, you put in what? The name of the image. Okay, and then do another .jpeg on the end of the .jpeg and see if it'll pick it up then. It just, before the quotation. Because sometimes the JPEGs are weird. And then do the quotation. And then close it out. Okay, so just delete the .jpeg again. Because did you have it closed out first time? Okay, so it is trying to read your image, so we know it's reading something. So take out the .jpeg again. It doesn't matter. Okay, hit Control S. Pull up your website again. Refresh. Okay. Go into your files. Make sure the spelling is exactly right. Oh, is yours capitalized? Your ING? Capitalized. Do you know how you have it in your folder?
Yeah.
Hold on, Tatiana. Can you help Tatiana see what she needs to do? You know what it says? Look at it. Download that. No, change the name of the. Yeah. In your folder. It's gotta match that with that. folder. Yeah, but that's what you have, that's what it is. Yeah, you have to have it listed exactly how the image is labeled. Anybody else have issues? Yeah, the image is the hardest one. Huh? It can be a little tricky. If you can't get past this, you will not get past the whole rest of the class, I'm telling you right now. All right. Figure it out. What's the issue? None of the code? Is it a hyper? Is it a text or is it a hyper? Is the file saved correctly? So it's coming up on the web browser? He's missing a dash or something for it not to work. What? Can you look at his real quick? Wait, pull that back up, Tatiana. Pull up your page, Tatiana. Refresh it. Okay, go back to your, code. Go to your folder. You've got two files. You haven't saved that one that you're looking at since 11:40. And it's almost 12. You've got two files. There's another one saved somewhere. That's what's happening. Yeah. That we can fix, but there's something, you have two files saved somewhere. That's why they were doing that. So now now we know everything else is working. We just gotta figure out why the image isn't working. Okay, did we figure out you? What's going on with you?
This is just from the image file. I think it's the same thing as I did.
Is the image labeled correctly? Guys, make sure that your images are labeled correctly. Tatiana, throw up your, code again for me. And then let me see your image again. Okay. Ah, okay. Tatiana, yours is a JPEG. So what you're gonna need to do is go into your code, type in, instead of JPG, type in JPEG. And let's try that. Check yours and make sure it's a JPEG and not a JPEG. So Tatiana, let's test yours and see if it's working now. Hey, what are you doing? Tatiana, grab a different image. When you right click on your image, just the image, is it a JPEG or JPEG? That would be why yours isn't working. If it's not under the IMG folder, it won't find it. You're linking it to that folder, so it'll find that image.
Yeah, so just find like a photo of the food and then.
I'm not sure, I've looked at everything.
That's why his ain't coming up. If you don't have your images under your folders, they will not show up, period. Will, go to your, not Will, William, go to your, files. All right, when you double click on that website, what does it do? Yeah, it's just because I was watching you. It's creeped out by me. Roseman, open up your folder. Roseman, where's your folder? The one that I told you to build at the beginning of class, where's the folders? Okay, your whole website will not work if you do not have them all together. you're gonna have too many folders in there and they're not gonna work. You're gonna end up having trouble with them working. Is anybody else having trouble while he's fixing that? Oh, we're still having trouble with this one? Okay, let me pull this up. What's your last name? Pittman.
Yeah, we got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Tatiana, is yours?
There was one, there was
She
one in
did
the
it.
folder, but there was one that I didn't know that was, I went to the folder and I said.
Oh, yeah, sometimes it'll do that. You have to kind of get it all. Is everybody else's working? Okay, you see how the images can be the trickiest part of the whole thing? You also see how if they're not in the folders, they're not going to work? Okay, all right, we're gonna go ahead and move forward. So, the next part, we're gonna be linking websites, we're gonna be dividing the page, so everybody, you gotta pay attention here too, okay? Like I said at the beginning, if you are not paying attention and you're not doing what you're told, you will not be able to get any further. This is all recorded. Edward, you will have to go back and watch the recording. All this was supposed to be in folders, following along from the get-go. Okay, yes, let me, sorry, I was hopping into everybody's computers trying to help them. Okay. I don't know what it's doing. Hold on. Did it stop? Okay, it was just being weird. Probably because I'm recording at the same time. Okay, so now here's a couple of things. Let's say that your images are working, everything is fine, but you do have some weird glitching things going on. Let's say that it is working, but something should happen later and it doesn't work. Okay, let's pay attention. Where your image search is, right here, you're gonna wanna put something in there because there's so many different browsers out there. You're gonna wanna put something in that lets people know if the image doesn't show up, this is what should have been there. So you're gonna put in an alt text. And that's gonna say something like pasta image. And this is gonna say, basically, if your image isn't working, it's going to throw in something in there that just says pasta image. So they know that there should have been a pasta image in place there. All right? Does that make sense? Okay. And then the other thing, some of y'all's images are huge, some are small, some are just taking over maybe half the page. That's okay too. The other thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go in here and we're gonna put in a width. I'm gonna put mine at about 200 pixels because mine is a little big. Making sure that I have it in parentheses so it's reading it correctly. I'm gonna save it and I'm gonna go over here. And now do you see how my image has gone smaller so it kind of fits within the size of the text and all that I have too? Everybody with me? Huh? It's not red. Do you have a quotation behind your JPEG? Oh, do you have quotation in front of your pasta image? Or an equal sign behind it? T. What do you mean? Oh, that's weird. I am not sure why it's doing that, y'all. But if you hit tab, I think it works. Oh, that's weird. I just arrow over if it was doing that to me. I haven't seen that
Yeah,
one
cause
yet.
it erases what's happening, so you have to do that randomly type of it.
Ooh,
Even if you do the arrow over it, so
you might have to save it, close it out and reopen it.
they did that for that. Yeah, I just had a dyslexic moment.
Oh, okay. See, even something that simple will mess it up. Okay. So let's say that everything is fine, but I want the part where I talk about eating pasta to fix it. Okay. I want the part about eating pizza in the center. So I'm gonna, above where I say I like to eat pasta, I'm gonna put above that, I'm gonna say to center it. Do y'all see that here? In brackets, I'm gonna put that we're gonna center it. So when I save it, I go over here and I refresh it, what does it do? Moves everything to the center, right? But I don't necessarily need that YouTube thing in the center. Do I? Nope, so I'm gonna go underneath the pasta image and I'm gonna close the centerpiece. So now when I save it and I refresh it, what does it do? It puts it back here. Yes.
But they're not English, they're not,
When you put the width in, it didn't get, did you put the width numbers in quotations and 200px?
Mhm.
Like, just like that?
Mhm.
Okay, let me look. I'm afraid to. Will you look at hers real quick? I'm afraid to close mine out. Like the class secretary right there. I always have one in every class.
That's every other one here that we have.
Oh, let me move it back. I'm sorry. Wait, did you save it and then refresh it?
Well, what's that for that? Like, you know, the color of it, how it changes?
Oh, she's missing something earlier then. Here, let me max it. Hold on, let me max it out so you can see it as a whole.
But I can say, like, they were floating in the blue after that, it could be like, when she pops them out, and she pops them in, but stuff the way that it is. I do.
What are you missing?
I know Oreos, no.
Oh, yeah. It's always something so small and it will drive you crazy. I kid you not.
I'm not very good at
Like yeah, you suck at your job.
that.
One of the other students in class, he's like, now I understand why website designers are going crazy. I'm like, yeah, now you understand why we are mental. Yeah. Well, now you'll understand some of it. Okay, so we've got this. Now what I want y'all to do is I'm gonna get y'all to make this YouTube here an actual link. Don't cuss me. I love you. I love you all. She's cussing me, but it's fine. Not you, her. She's cussing me. It's okay. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in here and we're gonna put in an alligator mouth, a space, hyper reference. So HREF equals. Now in quotations, I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna go to youtube.com and I'm going to copy the YouTube link at the top. So Control-C. And right behind the quotation, I'm gonna go put my cursor and I'm gonna Control-V and it'll pop in the link. And then I'm gonna finish the quotation mark here. I'll max out my whole screen for y'all to see it. And then after I do my little quotation, I'm gonna close my alligator mouth. But wait, there's more. So once we get past that part, everybody look at me so I know you're done. There's one more step to this before it'll be an actual full-on link. Big smiles, everybody. Show me how much you love this class. I know there's a lot of cursing. My other class was literally like fist bumping, like they were so excited, it was funny. They're a little crazy. Mental, really. You can tell them I said that. Everybody got it? Huh? Yeah. They'll know that too, because I do tell them I won't record them, I only record y'all. Yeah. I refuse to record them. Okay, everybody got that part? So to close it, all you have to do is the alligator mouth, the forward slash, and the A with the alligator mouth again. And just because I want to see it end, because I'm weird, I put an exclamation point for the end of my sentence. Okay? So yours should look like this when you're done. I don't know. Oh, because we bolded it. Everybody's looks like this? Okay, so when you save it, and we go over here, wherever my website went again. Good Lord. Okay, mine works. So whatever you have it saved on, it should take you directly to that link. And now your website should have a link on it. Look at y'all being website builders. I'm so proud of y'all. Hope you're all grown and stuff. Guys, you officially built your first webpage. Y'all actually clapped. I'm proud of you. Okay, so we are not meeting on Tuesday. There is no class at all here on Tuesday. Do not show up. On Thursday, I will not be here. Okay, but to count y'all as presents, on Thursday, you will have an assignment. Take this, what we did today. Go to w3schools.com, play with it, add things to this site that you're building. Have fun with it. Show me some cool things and techniques that you're trying to figure out that you want to try. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just want to see that you actually did try some things. Change colors, do whatever. Have some fun with it. I'm kind of worried that my class before y'all is going to end up with like 7 pages on each one of theirs. Honest to God, they're kind of going crazy today. Bunch of nerds in that class. But
one of the people in your second class is in Stephen's second.
yeah.
Just by you can hear it screaming.
Yeah. So, but it's not even going to be like, hey, you messed it up. I just want to see that you went above and beyond what we did today, trying out some new things. It doesn't have to work. I just want to see that you did try to code it. You're going to go in here. When you're done, your folders, it should look like this. This is all I need to see. Okay? If you have a CSS file, great. You don't have to have one. But if you're going to use images on your site, they need to be in your image folder. And I only need one link. One. Unless you just decide to have them link into other pages, you get crazy. I'm not doing that yet. But if you want to, that's fine. But if you have like 4 of the same page on there, I'm not going to know which one to look at. So just have the one. When you are done, take this folder, zip it together, compress to zip file. This is what it should look like with a little zipper on the file. Whether you leave it in the M drive, whether you put it on OneDrive, I don't care how you get it to me by Pigeon Mail. I don't care. I need a link to access this. If it'll fit on the Blackboard, send it through Blackboard. I don't care. However you can get it to me, send it to me. And that's gonna be your grade for Thursday for attendance, as well as like giving you a bonus grade for work. You have a week to play with it. So w3schools.com, I'll put the assignment in today for y'all, okay? Any questions? None? Everybody good? Okay. Other than that, y'all are free to go. Congratulations, guys, y'all did great. Are y'all excited? Are y'all bored with it? It is a little overwhelming at first, but by the time you're done with our class, you're gonna be like, oh, this is nothing.
I took it online, so I was doing a virtual school.
Yeah.
And like.
Right. Right.
What is it that? File.
Oh, you moved it? Just say, yes. It's creating two different files for you. So that way, if you didn't save it, it's gonna be saved in another place for you. Bye, hon.
I'm in shock. This is John Morales, calling with Tech TEQ.
No, it's gonna be a no, sir. Bye, honey. Bye. Oh, no problem. Actually, so I made an example, first off. Don't be a- So I redid, no, I redid the word. And then send you kind of how I would lay it out. It's exactly what you wrote in it, and there's some, there's some stuff. But, I sent it, and I sent it to you, this way that you can kind of take that and then. This one.
Also, did you post about the job because on March or April?
No, right this one, no, right now.
Cause I know major arts and, if I want to do video editing, excuse me. I think, I know it's like a very specific position, and I didn't know if they were offering that job there.
It depends on who they have brought in. I'm not sure who all they got. They don't normally tell us who they got in front, but sometimes they do. Okay, I'm listening to you.
Oh, is that, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So take that example I sent you, and then you wanna redo it in the Word.
Okay, sounds perfect, thank you so much.
You're welcome. What's up, Billy?
I have an idea about you.
Yeah.
So originally we was talking about having out on resumes after the year also.
Yes.
Well, like maybe we just went over how to put QR codes on business cards. I really think that would be a better alternative to giving to, like, if I put a QR code linking to my resume, instead of handing them a stack of papers.
In all honesty, it would hurt. I actually, look, I know, you don't gotta download. I have this thing called Blink on my phone. And I use it with all my information, and they can, when they scan this, it has my resume information and my contact information as well. So they can scan it, it automatically goes into their phone. So there's a couple of ways you can do that, and then that way they don't lose your business card, they automatically have their contact info on their phone. And it's free, it's called, here, you can just look over mine, it's called Blink. Yeah, and I'm gonna go. And then inside of it, like, people, they'll be able to get your contacts and stuff like that. You can share everything. It's really cool. So that's, and a lot of business people are starting to use it too. So that's, oh, you can have multiple ways. So if you have it from you, you have business cards. I'm a huge advocate for all the good things.
Yeah.
You're welcome, honey.